Let me just listen to what she is saying. Okay, and I started to hear fire. Protocol came and pushed me away. A protocol came and like literally my phone fell. Wait a minute. Can you give me a minute? I will take you to her. My head. I was like, you would do what? You said you would do what? That was how Mama booked flight ticket for me. And my dear, I landed in Akure. I spent 10 solid days in her house. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Karen Damlola Omoyele. I film about faith, family, and lifestyle. It's so good to have you here. Please, at the end of this video, if you like it, please like and don't forget to subscribe. If you have been here before, welcome again. On this video, I'll be telling you how I met Rev Funke Felix-Adejumo. If you don't know her, what are you doing? Okay, so let's get right into the video. So guys, in 2015, I went for vacation in London. I just went for vacation, and then I went to a church called Living Faith Connections. It's a Redeemed Church of God, but then you know they used to have like sub that kind of a thing. So that one is Living Faith Connection Parish. So when I went there, I had such a beautiful time. The woman of God was amazing, the man of God, all of them, everything was amazing, sweet, awesome, wonderful, perfect. So in 2016, I went back, to Plymouth. I went to Plymouth and I was studying in Plymouth. I went to Living Faith Connections. I remembered, I've been there before, and I just wanted to go and get blessed by the woman and man of God. So when I went there, now I was in a very, very amazing time of life. That time that doesn't make sense, that time that you're trying to find who you are, that time you're very confused, that time you don't even know if you really know God, that time that you don't know your identity, you're just confused, lost, and sad, about life. So when I went there, I saw a women conference that they had done a long time ago, and it was written, the title of the women conference was Beyond the Norm. So then I saw a preacher. I did not see her name, but then I just saw a preacher, and then I picked interest, and I was like, okay, who is she? Let me just listen to what she is saying. Okay, and I started to hear fire. I started to hear something no one has ever told me before. I started to hear what I needed at that season and time of my life. It was like, where have you been all my life? And at that time, that 2015, I had never met Rev Funke. I've never heard of her, nothing at all about her. So meeting her, that time on YouTube, it was like, what? Now, don't forget, I did not even know her name. That was how I packed myself. I carried myself. I started to check. I started to look. I started to search. I was like, who is she? Where is she? And then I got to find out that this is Rev Funke Felix-Adejumo. At that time, she did not even really have like a YouTube channel, that kind of a thing. I started to follow her. I started to read about her. I started to eat her. In fact, I watched literally all her videos on YouTube. Now, before around April, when I started following her was about January 2016. By April, May, I'd already finished listening to all her videos on YouTube, except if her name was not on it. I listened to everything. I did not just listen, I ate, I drank, I slept, I prayed with her, I did everything, and I was so blessed. Now, a little bit again of backstory. I was in need of a mentor. I was growing up, I didn't really see the pictures of my future. Like growing up, it was just like I could not really see the standard. I did not see what I wanted or who I really wanted. I don't know if you understand what I really mean. So now when I saw her, I was like, this right here is what I need, is who I need and who I want to be like. So in April, I realized that she was coming to London. Now, don't forget, I was in Plymouth. Plymouth was about 6 hours, or is about 6 hours, depending on what you're using, to London. And I told myself that I would love to be under that atmosphere. It was a Mother's Summit London, where mothers come together to pray for their children. And I was like, okay, yes, I'm not married, I don't even have a boyfriend, but you know what, I want to start praying for my seed unborn. And I said to myself, I had registered, and I was like, okay, I'm going for this program. When April came, my dear, I was broke. I didn't have no money, and I called home. I was like, oh, please, can you really save me? I really have a lot of things to do. And when they sent the money, trust Nigerian system at that time, when you make bank transfers, it takes 3 to 4 days. I don't know right now what's happening, but at that time that was what was happening. And that was how I missed that program. I cried my eyes out, and I just felt like, oh my God, probably this is not just it for me. I did not give up. I kept pursuing, I kept following, I kept looking, I kept searching, So the next year, 2017, I had a best friend by that time. So she already knew that, okay, Shami is passionate about this woman, and she really wants to see her or be under her ministration. So 2017, I registered again for Mother's Summit London, and I and my best friend, we went there, guys. It was a gathering of over 10,000 women, and guess what, we got to London that morning, and we got to the hall before 9 o'clock. Like, we were there before 9 o'clock. Like, let's say 8:30, we're already there. The program was for 12. I did not even want to hear that something happened, one thing happened. I had to be there. I wanted to be under the atmosphere. Somebody can say that, oh, why didn't you just watch YouTube, or why don't you just buy the tape? You can buy the tape, my darling, but you cannot buy the atmosphere, okay? So I had to get there by fire and by force. Now, in a meeting of over 10,000 women, I and my best friend, we were sitting like on the third row, on the third row. We were already there. We came for business. I came to pray, and I came to just, take. I came ready. After the program, it was awesome. Pastor Matthew Oshimolo's wife was there, Jumoke Adenowo. Amazing women of God. And trust now, after the program, people were trying to, want to see, want to touch, want to do this, want to do that. I stood from afar and I was like, Holy Spirit, I was like, dear God, that was like the real God when for me. That was the real God when, God, when will she look into my eyes? God, when will I get that impactation? God, when will I have like a touch? Do you understand? And then, well, that was that. We went back, after the program, we went back. I kept eating, I kept working, I kept following, I kept praying, And then in 2018, it was another Mother's Summit. Now, with this Mother's Summit, I had made up my mind and I told God that I want to meet with her one-on-one. I didn't know what I wanted to say. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But I felt like there was something about meeting her which I needed to have and needed to do. And God really assured me that I was going to, meet with her. At that time, my husband, who was my boyfriend at that time, was already in my life. And I told him, I said, see, I really, really want to have, I would really, really want to meet this woman one-on-one. Not to give her a prayer point or, I just want to be there. I just want to be there. I just want to be there. And he said that God would do it. Now, I kept having that picture of 10,000, women, the whole gathering and everything. And my faith was kind of like shaking. And I was like, is this possible? Is this visible? And everything. So we went again, we traveled again, and then we went for this Mother's Summit. It was such a powerful time. It was such an amazing time. And after the program, right, she was like, she's not going to go immediately. If you buy her book, that book was $10. If you buy her book, she's going to sign her autograph, right? And you do take a selfie with her. And I was like, God, because I came there, I used my last everything. I gave up everything, my offering. I didn't have a lot, and I didn't have $10. Oh my God, that was how I was not able to buy the book. But then I smuggled my way and I tried, and I was like, God, can I just be close? I just want to take a selfie. Holy Spirit, a selfie. My dear, that was how I managed to get there. When I got to the front of her, I was trying to just take the selfie, and then a protocol came and pushed me away. A protocol came and literally my phone fell and the picture was blurred. And I was like, God, what is the meaning of this? I literally cried because I was squeezed, I was stepped on, all those bad stuff happened. It happened to me, and I told my best friend, I said, I'm not going to try this again. I'm not going to do this again. And then I went back home. I told my husband, my boyfriend, what had happened, and he was like, oh, let's try again. So the next morning, actually, she was going to go for another ministration at Milton Keynes. Now Milton Keynes was about 2.5 hours from where I was, and that ministration was gonna start, I think, around 10. So he was like, oh, why don't we go to Milton Keynes to see her, not to see her, but then to be under her ministration, and hopefully God makes a way and then we have a one-on-one with her. I told him, I'm not going to any Milton Keynes. Why? I'm tired. This one, that one. And he was like, why? Let's just go. Our steps are ordered. Let's just go, my dear. That was how we went to Milton Keynes. That morning, woke up. Right now that I'm telling the story, it might not look as if it was a lot, but it was a whole lot of sacrifice. And in fact, Anyways, got to Milton Keynes with my friends. This wasn't just my best friend. I think Taye was there, Sister Anita was also there, you know, and we were there together. And I told them, I was like, after the service, right, I had put a seed. If you don't believe in seed sowing, hello, take care, bye. But I do. So I put a seed, you know, in an envelope, and then I saw her son, and I went to meet her son. I was like, hello, I watch you on YouTube. I get blessed by your video, by your music. God bless you. Thank you for being such a blessing. You've really impacted my life and everything, you know. And I told him, I was like, oh, please, I want to really sow a seed into the life of your mom. That is Pastor felix-adejumo. And I was like, oh, please, I want to sow a seed into the life of your mom. Please, can you help me give her this seed, because I'm not sure I would be able to see her, my dear. And he said, wait a minute, can you give me a minute? I will take you to her. My head, I was like, you will do what? You said you would do what? I was in shock. I was just like, you take me to her. Mind you, in that room she was with other great women of God. So while I was standing and waiting for Pastor Bemiga, the pastor of the church was now passing, and he was like, hello. Wait, that was my second time in Milton Keynes actually to go, and I just remembered that was my second time to actually have to actually be under her administration. And then it was that second time that I actually met the pastor. We went for a 3 days program before that time, and I still couldn't see her. So I think with all of those like frustrations, that was why I was like, I'm not doing it again, I'm tired and all of that. And then I got encouraged, and then I went back. Like, have you been to this church before? You know, and I was like, yes, I think, yeah. I was like, yes, or something like that. And he was like, oh, you're not a member right here, right? I was like, yes, you know. And he was like, where are you coming from? I was like, Milton Keynes. And I was like, Plymouth. He was like, all the way from Plymouth? You came for this program? I was like, yes, sir. And he was like, my wife needs to meet you. Now, where Pastor Tomishe, that's the name of his wife, where Pastor Tomishe was, that was where Mama Funke Felix-Adejumo was sitting. That was the room she was. And he was like, follow me. Just like that. Hey! In one day, just like that, my dream was right in front of me. I was just telling myself, Shami, hold yourself, whole body, whole body, John. When I got there, the door is now opened, and then I saw Reverend Funke. And then the pastor turned and he said, can you imagine that she came all the way from Plymouth for this program? And Mama was like, who? I want to see her. I was right in front of her. And then the pastor was like, look at her. She came all the way. And she was like, come, my darling, come. You guys. And then I went into her embrace, and she held me. And she hugged me. Wait, oh, let me tell you. Don't forget, you guys. When she said, come, I was not standing. If you are a very, very somehow person, you will say, oh, these people are not God. This one. I know. I celebrate you. But please, where we are, we used to kneel down and greet elders. We used to respect and honor grace and honor anointing. We don't joke with it, okay? We honor it. I went down, and she was like, stand. I say, stand where? Stand and do what? No, please, let me be on the floor. And she came and held me, guys. And she said some words. She said some words into my ears. And then she turned and she said, get her number for me, give her my number, and give her my email. I want to keep in touch with her. This is now my new friend. I can never forget those words. As I would try and put pictures of the first time, you know, I met. You will see me with hanky, a bit tissue. She gave me her hanky, or was it tissue? I can't remember. She was cleaning my face. I was in tears. My foundation, my mascara, everything was on my face, my cloth. I was just crying with kata, everything. It felt like, okay, what if I had given up? It felt like, okay, after everything, I am here in front of my role model, my mentor, in front of this great and powerful woman of God. I am right here in front of her. Anyways, that was it. I left very, very happy, very, very excited. And then I sent her a message. I think the next day I sent her a message and I was like, hello mom, this is Karen and everything. And she was like, oh Karen, thank you so much for keeping in touch. Amazing woman. Oh my God. Thank you so much for keeping in touch and everything. I was like, thank you so much. So now fast forward November. Yes, was it November? December 4th to be precise. December 4th to be precise, 2018 or 19. Let me not just, I think 18. Yes, 18. Now, at this point, I had followed her. I love a lot of things about REV FUNKE FELIX. She teaches you common sense. You have sense. I had followed her. At this point, I had bought about 30 to 40 of her books. I am not even joking. I bought some on Amazon, and my dad was in Accra at that time, where, you know, she lives, and he went to their bookshop and got me about 30 of her materials. I had eaten and I had, you know, I was currently reading the book Destiny Here I Come, and then I sent her a message, and then I told her that, oh, I am now in Nigeria. I came back, you know, I came back to Nigeria. I'm now in Nigeria, and I hope to see her, you know, someday. And then she said, please come to Akure. I should come to her house. My body was shaking. I was like, what? Is this a joke or what? I did not want to see it as a joke. That's how I now messaged her. I now told her that, okay ma, when I'll come, when I have when I can be able to gather money for flight tickets, I will come. And she was like, which flight tickets? She was like, send me your international passport and tell me when you want to come. And I told her, next tomorrow. I just told her next tomorrow, like it was on a Sunday, and then I told her next tomorrow, like, because I just wanted, maybe I would have said tomorrow, but then I just wanted to prepare that day. Let me just pack, you know, and then tell my I was just a girl that prayed, hoped, wished, and I desired, and God surpassed. As in, God trashed my expectation. God showed me that I have the whole world in my hands. God showed me that He was God. I had 10 amazing days in her house. I learned a lot. In fact, let's not even go into all of that. And then we of course have a relationship now. I am now her adopted daughter. My parents, you know, have agreed to it and all of those awesome stuff. But that was how I met Reverend Funke Felix-Adejumo. When I got into her house, I prayed a prayer. I said, Lord, help me to know how to keep profitable relationships. Help me not to get my helpers angry, and help my helpers to just love me. There are helpers that they will just help you because what they have been instructed by God, but there are helpers that when they have extra likeness and love for you, it is something else. And I had prayed for wisdom to be able to keep this relationship, not to abuse it, not to abuse access. And God has really helped me. From that time up till now, she has been in my life. She has been a coach, a life coach, a mentor, and everything. She loves me and my husband so much, and it has been so amazing. And I really thank God for that awesome opportunity. So guys, this brings me to the end of this video. I hope I was able to carry you along in this gist and conversation. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I would see you in the next video. Bye for now.